Well, guys, here on The Charge, we give the latest NBA news and rumors and also basketball opinions. And, guys, we got some late-breaking news coming from Sham, giving you a Sham wow. And that's, of course, that Victor Oladipo will be out for the season with a ruptured quad tendon. We all know that the Pacers were on their way to becoming the third seed. They were the third seed, and it's now more likely than not they're going to fall down a little bit in the rankings. So, Peter, I want to ask you this tough question. What did the Pacers do from here? Because it's a very unfortunate injury that happened last night.
I don't know, man. It's too late to tank, that's for sure. And honestly, they still have probably enough talent to make like the 7th seed. I mean, they're still better than the 7th and 8th seed without Oladipo, in my opinion. Like Sabonis is having an absolutely insane year. I actually think Miles Turner is kind of on the uptick slightly since last year. And I mean, Tyreek Evans, he can score the ball. They have people who can continue to win games, right? The way that their team is built out. However, it takes a legitimate contender out of the East because, in my opinion, the Pacers had a legit chance to make the finals this year, even with the team that they have.
Right.
And before Oladipo came out, they were a team that could have heavily impacted this trade deadline. Like, they could have gotten involved for any number of the big names that are available, like Mike Conley or even Marc Gasol from the Grizzlies. And now there's really no point in trading for one of those guys. Like, technically, they still could go out and say, like, Mike Conley, let's go trade for you. You can hopefully help us get us into the playoffs. And then next year, we'll let you run it back with Oladipo in the actual Pacers squad that we built out.
Yeah.
So, you definitely don't want to give up your first round pick this year, though. Yeah. Now, it would have been a possibility because they were going to be a high enough seed to justify getting rid of that first round pick. Now it's just like you can't do that because there's a good chance that, let's say they really do just crater with Oladipo going out, they could end up out of the playoffs. There is the possibility. I don't think it's going to happen, but there's a chance.
Well, I mean, this is just unfortunate news for the Pacers because in their last 10 games, they were 7-3 on a 3-game winning streak. And now that Victor Oladipo's out and, causing a bit of a stir in the Eastern Conference because all of us thought that the Raptors and the Celtics and even the 76ers were going to run away with this conference. Now it gives those opportunities for those teams such as the Celtics and 76ers to creep up above them. And now the Pacers that, like you said, they might fall down to the 7th or 8th seed. And this could be an opportunity for teams like the Hornets and the Heat even to climb above them. And I guess the real question is going to be, if they do decide to make a trade for Mike Conley, is this team going to really do anything? Because, I mean, let's say they would have had Mike Conley before the Victor Oladipo injury. Let's say that Victor Oladipo was still healthy. How scary of a team would that team be with a guy like Mike Conley, or even just bringing in someone from the trade deadline? Because we were going to do a buyer and sellers video, but I guess we could talk about the Pacers in this sense.
I think, regardless of if they have Mike Conley or not, let's say they had Oladipo, they're still one peg below the really, really top tier squads. But I think they're a well-coached team.
Yeah.
And they all seem to understand their roles within the boundaries of their team, which is going to dramatically change now that Oladipo's gone. But, let's say they did have Oladipo and Mike Conley, they would have a chance that team constructed how they were could have made the finals in this Eastern Conference. The way that the top tier teams are playing, they were one of the top tier teams. But without Oladipo, I mean, they could still give a 3 or a 4 seed some trouble, but there's no way.
Yeah, and I think, like you said, this is just there's no way that and they can give him any trouble. And it's just very sad news to hear that Victor Oladipo is going to be out for the season, especially because he was kind of on a tear. Yeah. He was, getting a lot of all-star votes and recognition.
He was on my starting ballot.
I mean, tonight would have been the results of what happened, and it just sucks to see that Victor Oladipo is going to go down for the rest of the season. But hopefully this is an opportunity for him to come back even stronger for next season. And we're going to see what happens with the Indiana Pacers here on out. And I guess the next question is going to be, will Miles Turner kind of blossom into the second option? Or will he just kind of stay as a middle of the tier type of player?
I don't know, man. It's gonna be very interesting to see the guys who how they rebound from this, right? Because Sabonis, I think Sabonis is legit good, regardless of who's there. But obviously, he's gonna end up being the #1 option on the team now.
Yeah.
Which means that a guy like Miles Turner is gonna have to really step up. Thad Young is gonna have to step up, even though he's honestly played pretty solid. It'll be a good opportunity for a young guard like Aaron Holiday, though.
Yeah.
Hopefully blossom and be ready to be like a solid contributor next season. You know, it could be kind of like the effect that the Celtics had last year, losing Kyrie and Gordon Hayward. It gave Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum a chance to really grow up fast in the NBA. So maybe that happens. If they could end up getting Mike Conley without giving up their first round pick, I would still do it.
Yeah, I just think that with the guy in Victor Oladipo, you're getting rid of a guy that's scoring almost 20 points per game. And it's going to be very hard to replace him. But if you were to get a guy like Mike Conley, it could soften the blow just a little bit. And even for next year returning, that could be a very scary team, like you said earlier. And for guys like Victor Oladipo, what do you think the thought process should be for the Pacers going further in terms of how do you build around this team now because of a big injury? I know you guys had a big injury with Kristaps Porzingis.
I mean, Oladipo, not only just in the eyes of all the Indiana fans, he's the guy, right?
Yeah.
And Oladipo, the leaps and bounds that he's made as an NBA player in 2 seasons are just like staggering, considering how he started and how many people had given up on him. So I would still go forward constructing your team completely around him, right? I don't know too much about ruptured quads. Like, I don't know how hard that is to come back from. I don't know what the percentages of how people come back, what they come back as, what kind of players. But I mean, I would continue to build around him. And not only that, but how many big time players like Oladipo, because he really is. If I was going to put down my top 10 MVP votes before he had gotten injured, he would be in my top 10 this season so far. He loves Indiana too. Yeah. That's the thing. Like, I feel like he is a guy that would absolutely want to stay in Indiana for the rest of his career. Those guys are not going to come around forever. So I would be completely 100% behind Oladipo and continue to show him that the Pacers organization is willing to put in the effort to have a good team ready for him.
To get into that NBA shape, that NBA elite shape in terms of guys like LeBron James was in, or is still in, even though he had a groin injury. And it just sucks to see that, some of that hard work is going to go kind of to the wayside.
Yeah.
But this is another great opportunity for him to come back stronger. And I guess the real question we want to ask you, Charge fans, is what do you guys think that the Indiana Pacers season will be like now that Victor Oladipo is going to be gone for the season? Are they still going to be a playoff team, or are they going to end up bouncing out of the playoffs in terms of not making it? And also, what do you guys think that the Indiana Pacers should do? Should they actually trade for somebody, or do you guys think that they should just keep what they have and kind of wait for the future? We'd love to know your guys' thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. But anyway, guys, this has been your boy Bernie here on The Charge along with Pete, giving you the latest NBA news and rumors and also basketball opinions. And if you guys haven't hit that subscribe button, we want to ask you guys, what the heck are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. Also remember to hit that notification bell.
Smash it.
Smash it. And make sure that you don't miss our awesome NBA content that we have out on the channel. Anyway, guys, we'll catch you in the next video. Peace.